you plan what you're gonna work on each day? Yeah, get a cute little notebook with today's goals. You just look at that list of 200 tasks that are due this week. I work on this one. That's cute. You know what's better than that? This. Yeah, take it all in. That is a calendar view of what I'm planning to do this week. Not when it's due, just when I'm planning to work on it. If I need to move something, boop, easy as that. Just imagine being able to plan out all of your tasks visually. My team being able to see that, being able to help me, and your colleagues planning their tasks the same way so that when one of them's gone, you can hop right in and see what they were gonna work on. All from a single planning view. Just tell me what it is. It's Uku, the sponsor of this week's demo day. And I just wanna bring you back to this masterpiece, this planning view. You see the due dates? Those are the small numbers here, totally separate from the date that I plan to work on it. But then you got these guys on March 8th. They're red because they're actually due that day. I mean, that is pretty great. And look at this, when you complete all your tasks for the day, ta-da! Probably the first time you've seen the sun in months. But Uku isn't just a planning tool, it is a full-blown practice management system. Look at this, it does all of these things. Did you get that? I'll do it again, all of these things. Oh, pause it. But let's just acknowledge the problem with practice management systems, the bloat. These tools get more features every single month, and before long it requires an entire bridge crew to operate. Thankfully, while Uku's got a ton of functionality, you can turn on and off entire parts of it. Under settings, here are all the apps that are enabled at the firm level and the apps enabled at the user level. So Jason the Bridge, that's not funny. So we can add or remove as much complexity as we want. But just to give you an idea of the depth here, I'm back in that planning view, but I'm done planning now. Time to work. I'll click on today. If I enable filters, you see I get these options across the top. I can group by client, group by topic or the type of work. Let's look at an example task. We've got checklists, a task description, files, internal communications. We got time entries. You'll see a couple here were marked not billable. I'm gonna add 30 minutes and mark it as done. I hope somebody didn't need that. On the subject of time, up in the top right here, I can quick add time for various things. I can even add time to multiple tasks at once. I'll select both of these, say 30 minutes, and I can split it across those tasks. Now, when you are actually doing the work, you're probably in another app. So they have this browser plugin called Mini Uku that lives down in the bottom right, and I can manage tasks, time entries, timers, all that without even having to get into Uku in the first place. Now let's look at client-facing stuff. Here's a task with a few outstanding checklist items. Pushing this to the client is as simple as hitting the toggle. Assign as task and it'll show up in their portal. Any files they upload come through here. You'll get a notification and can either download them or submit for digitization, which in this case will email those files to the company's QuickBooks file. Interesting though, at the client level, you can actually set up a digitization email to send those files to any service that will take docs via email. Pretty cool. Now, let's say I'm the big boss. Permission to come aboard, Captain. How do I monitor the work getting done, manage my clients, billing, all that? Take a look at this. I'm on the client screen now. I can edit which fields we're looking at, even include custom fields. In fact, inside of a client, if I go to overview, look on the left-hand side here. I can create entire custom sections full of custom fields. You see we've got these panels, additional information, systems, general, bunch of custom fields in there. So if you want a big detailed CRM, you can do it. But also if you just want a really basic one, you wanna keep it light, don't bother with any of that. Just pop like a client note into the top right here and you're good to go. Now I mentioned you could search on custom field. Look at this, back on the client view. I'll hit the plus, custom field. Let's say I wanna grab all of my QuickBooks clients. I'll use the field accounting, contains QuickBooks, and here are all my QuickBooks clients. Easy as that. Now, let's say we're gonna kick off a new monthly engagement with old Smith & Associates. Here are the tasks in progress, but I'm gonna flip over to plan. This is where I set up the recurring work. We're now creating a task plan and choosing which templated things to include in that task plan. And check out how cool this is. Let's drill into gather payroll information. You know, that fun task. Friendly reminder, we'll need your hours in a few days here, Jim.
3 days later.
He never sent the hours.
Oh, Jim, you've done it again.
Oh no.
Jason the Bridge.
Okay, I'm gonna add a dependency here to say this has to be done before we can record and issue payroll. I'm gonna set the recurrence to be the 6th day of the month here, defaulting to the next day in the event of a holiday. Yes, automatic handling for holidays. whole bunch of payroll people just got very excited you can now trust the due date for the very first time. And rather than having to remember to email Jim, I'm gonna create an automated email. I'm gonna set it to go to the business owner, use this template that we've got for requesting hours. I can still customize it for them, even adding placeholders from the task. It's gonna send right away on the start date for the task, and I'll add that automation. And now, as soon as that task starts, the email goes out, yes please. I'm gonna save that recurring task, confirm the task plan, and we've now updated the recurring work for that client. Now, when you set up that recurring work, you've got a general idea of like how much time that ought to take, right? Check this out. I'm back on the client screen. I'll just grab the first two here and say edit monitoring. And I can set expected hours right here. But even more, check out these other fields. Extra hours, sales invoices, purchase invoices. I can also monitor custom fields. So let's say I'm gonna bill payroll by like employee headcount. Or I just set up that engagement when they had 10 employees. And when they hit 20, I probably need to revisit the engagement. You can create any drivers that you want, employees, bills, sales, invoices, whatever, and bill and monitor based on those drivers, gang. Neat, pretty cool. Now, let's look at reports. I'll select the last quarter, I'll expand, and right now it's grouped by the type of work, bookkeeping, payroll, etc. You'll see we're tracking employee count, purchase invoices. I can flip this to show what tasks are taking up the most time. And that's handy because then you can see, is it the following up with Jim to get the hours that's taking time? Is it the processing the payroll that's taking the time? Is it making the retirement contributions? You can see all that here in one visualization. Last, I'm gonna very quickly show you how billing works. Some PMs, very light on billing features. Uku's actually gone really deep here. I'm gonna hop into Blue Sky Client here, flip to billing and contracts. You can have several active contracts at a time. I'm gonna look at this monthly contract. Here are the products it includes, payroll, bookkeeping, advisory. This calculate column is how the price is calculated on an ongoing basis. So looking at this, advisory and audit are driven on hours, but consultation is a fixed price and payroll is by employee count. Pulling up advisory here, we can set the minimum time unit and change how that price is calculated, even set up tiers. So for example, if from 0 to 20 hours, it has one price and then a different price beyond that threshold, you can do that. I actually love that. I actually love the idea of maybe the first couple hours of consultation being more expensive, right? Then back in billing, it's going to auto-create invoices each month for all my clients based on those pricing rules. Select all, you just smash that send button. Those all go off, you make a whole ton of money, and the invoices get synced to your accounting system. Pretty darn cool, right? Now check this out. You can actually create a free Uku account. I don't know how long this will be a thing, but there is a plan for solos up to a certain number of clients that is totally free. So you can hop in, take it for a spin, no risk, see what you think. I'll put a link to Uku below where you can learn more. And this has been a demo day where we do wee little 5-minute demos to show you some of the coolest new tech in the space for accounting firms. Check out this little playlist up here. You might find some sweet, sweet new tech.